Shalom, everybody. We're just taking a walk today along the shores of the Sea of Galilee up to a section of a mountain, some would call the Mount of Beatitudes, and we're going to read a really special passage from Matthew chapter 5. It's wild for me to get to read the scriptures and just get in the car and go and see the place where it happened. So let's take a walk up here, this beautiful mountainside. Across the street we have two places that commemorate the feeding of the 5,000, the fish and the loaves. You can hear the church bells going right now. Excuse me. What a beautiful sound. There's actually not many churches in the Galilee. You guys ready to go up the mountain? Okay, so here I want to say a few important facts that just came to my mind today. First of all, this is the most famous lake in the world. I guess I could turn around here. This is the most famous lake in the world, called the Sea of Galilee, or Kinneret. And it also is the lowest lake on the planet. The lowest lake on the planet. And not only is it the most famous lake and the lowest, but the most famous being that walked the planet set up shop here for 3 years in Capernaum, just a few, 5-10 minute walk from here. And this is the mountainside he would have been for sure. Maybe not exactly this path, but actually this is a trail that's been around a long time. There's even a cave up here that I think is pretty stinking amazing. I'm remembering a moment in the scriptures where they had to go find him, and there is some legend, local legend, that this could be the cave where they had to come find him. Come check this out. It's pretty cool. Can you imagine Yeshua just coming away from the heat of the sun or the people just to get some time alone? This is one of those legend has it places that maybe this is a place where Yeshua came to rest and just to get away. So we have here the world's most famous lake, the world's lowest lake on the planet, the world's most famous being, our Rabbi Yeshua, the Savior of the world, had his set up shop here for 3 years. His ministry was here. 70% of his ministry was right here. 2/3 of his ministry right in this area. And finally, I want to mention one more thing. The Via Maris. This is one of the most well-traveled thoroughfares right through here. If you think about the world 2,000 years ago, what people would have called a civilized world back then, everything was by land. You can even get to England practically by land from here. You just go all the way up and around and then take a small boat from France to England. You can go from Paris all the way down to South Africa, to the southern tip of Africa. It's just amazing to think about how the whole world was reached here. And they call it here the Galilee of the nations over here. So you're talking about the place to reach the nations, Israel, just this thoroughfare, and even more traveled, the Via Maris right here, they say, than Jerusalem itself. So with that in mind, I want you to picture our Savior standing up on this mountain, the Mount of Beatitudes, reading what we know as the Sermon on the Mount from Matthew chapter 5. I'm going to read Matthew 5, verses 1 to 12, as I've been listening to the beautiful birds singing. And seeing the multitudes, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his disciples came to him. Then he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the poor in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you, and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Matthew 5, verse 1 to 12. I hope you guys enjoyed just this brief moment here on the Mount of Beatitudes, standing in front of the world's most famous lake and this precious area where so much has happened. God bless you from the Sea of Galilee. Shalom, shalom.